Self-awareness is huge because it's knowing who you are well enough, knowing that you're confident about what your product or service is, knowing that you know well enough about the technical aspects as well as the people aspects of selling. And in that people aspect of selling, that's where your confidence comes through. So it's watching all your own nonverbals as well as the customer's nonverbals, as well as really, really what I call deep listening. You have to do deep listening with your customer and some of your own head talk, because sometimes you've got to stop that head talk so you don't mess your process up. And when you learn to really listen deeply, then you can ask really, really good questions. And it's in asking those really good questions that the customer realizes you know what you're talking about, and they want to then know more about you and more about your product. In step one, which is the initial call, I see a lot of salespeople not having a good structural map on how to build rapport on an initial call and learn how to ask the right questions. So that's one area. The next area is when they have to go and find the right decision makers, especially if they have to go up in the hierarchy in an organization to the economic buyer. They don't have the right questions to ask the economic buyer. They tend to ask too low-level questions to get the right information to be able then to build their proposal. So it's really important that they have put this little structural map together so they've got the right questions to ask all these different buyer types. That's the other place where I see it break down a lot. And then a lot of times they get so excited because somebody's given them an inkle that they might buy something, they jump right to, can I have the order? Well, they have forgotten to put a good demonstration together about what they're capable of doing, like what their product is or what their company story is all about, in terms of knowing that there's a good match. And so they skip that step and then they ask too soon. And when you ask a buyer too soon for the order, you get a lot of really bad nonverbals. Well, now you got to go all the way back to the beginning of your process again and start your initial call over and kind of rebuild because you've lost that trust and respect.